Hi, this is Mr. Ward, and this is another commentary on MCAS questions from the 2019 Math MCAS for 8th grade. And we have this question: a student bought a piece of hard candy that is in the shape of a sphere. Ooh, it's a sphere. So they're going to make this all geometry-like. The candy has a radius of 3 centimeters. That's a key piece of information you'll need. Which of the following is the closest to the volume of the piece of candy? Then they recommend using 3.14 for pi. So I'm going to pause and bounce down to the formula sheet because you're going to need this. We need the volume of a sphere, and you might not have that memorized. So you'll hop on over to the formula sheet there. If you're doing the electronic version, there should be a button you can push to open up the formula sheet. And we're going to look at the volume formulas. Well, it's not a cube, it's a sphere. So we're going to be doing the volume formula for a sphere here, which is 4/3 times pi times the cube of the radius. That means we're going to get the radius cubed, and then we're going to multiply that cube times 4/3 times pi. All right, let me pause again and head back up to that question. Okay, we're back at ye old hard candy. So the volume, I will write that here for us, is 4/3 times pi times the radius. And the radius will be cubed. Okay, so copy pasta that. And so we're just going to do a little plug and play. So radius cubed is, the radius is 3. So we're going to cube that. Okay. And then the cube of the radius becomes 27 because 3 times 3 times 3 is 27. Here's where many people get in trouble. They work out 4/3 times pi, and then they multiply times 3, and then they cube the whole thing. The only thing that's getting cubed is the radius. So best to do that first. After all, the order of operations says deal with exponents before you deal with multiplication. That's why we have PEMDAS. That's what the E stands for. It comes before multiplication and division. Now, we've been told to use, and I'll just do that here. We've been told to use 3.14 for pi. And I'm going to do an estimate version. 3.14 is pretty close to 3. So I could do an estimate where the volume approximately is going to be 4/3 times 3 times 27. Well, 4/3 times 3 is just 4. So 4 times 27, and 4 times 27, 27 times 2 is 54. So we're in the neighborhood of 2 times 54, or about 108 cubic units. So let's look at our options up here and see what's about 108. Okay, we can rule the first two out because they're way too low. They're not anywhere near 108 cubic centimeters. And 904 is way too big. My guess is that someone did the multiplication and then cubed the whole thing on that one. My guess for A is they multiplied 4/3 times pi times 3 and let it sit like that. I'm wondering if maybe for B they did 4/3 times pi times 3 instead of 3 cubed. But the answer is going to definitely be C. And you can go ahead and test it out with a calculator and see what you would get if you actually multiplied 4/3 times 3.14 times 27. But I assure you that that is the answer, because our estimate is a little bit lowballed, just a little bit, and we get 108. 4/3 times 3 is 4. 4 times 27 is 108. So we're going to be a little higher than that because I lowered 3.14 to 3. So this is what we will get. All right, I hope that helped.